Welcome! This is the pre-proposal presentation for the Request for Proposal RFP for a watercraft concession opportunity at the Nimbus Flat area of Lake Natoma in Folsom Lake State Recreation Area. If you haven't already, please view the accompanying introduction presentation for further background information, including the RFP process and timeline. This pre-proposal presentation will be available from July 1st, 2021 through September 13th, 2021. The RFP number for this proposal is P19CA016. If you search this number under Cal eProcure under Bids as the event name, you'll be able to pull up the individual RFP itself, the sample contract, and the DPR 398 Concession Proposer Questionnaire, which will help you complete the proposal for this opportunity. The RFP requirements are broken into three sections. Section 1 is the project summary. Section 2 is the RFP process. Section 3 is the proposal itself, followed by a sample contract. RFP Section 1, Project Summary. Goals and Objectives. The goal is that every concession aligns with the California State Park mission. The objective of this RFP is to award a 5-year contract with the state's option to extend an additional 5 years to develop and operate a Paddle Craft classes and outings concession at the Nimbus Flat area of Lake Natoma in Folsom Lake State Recreation Area.
This concession opportunity is located on the southern shore of Lake Natoma at the Nimbus Flat entrance into the Folsom Lake State Recreation Area. The park entrance is off Hazel Avenue, just north of Highway 50 in the community of Gold River. The current concession operation is located on the southern portion of the swim beach and day use area, just south of Point Plaza. There are no storage facilities provided and rentals are not permitted at this location. The current concessionaire brings all required equipment into the park for each class. This site is currently operated by Current Adventures. They provide paddle sport lessons only. Although no public rentals are permitted at this location, equipment may be provided to class participants. There are no current development plans for this site. The concessionaire is responsible to develop a site plan to effectively deliver their classes.
Concession Contract Summary. The term of the contract is 5 years, with the state's option to extend an additional 5 years. At the end of the contract term, the contract will go into month-to-month status, or holdover, and this means that either the state or the concessionaire could terminate the contract, giving a 30-day notice to the other party. The annual minimum rent for this contract is the greater of $800 or 5% of gross receipts. Concession Contract Summary continued. The concessionaire is required to provide a performance bond. The amount of this bond will be determined after the notice of intent to award is submitted prior to completing the final executed contract, and it will most likely be based loosely around what is submitted in the proposal for the minimum monthly rent multiplied by 12 to cover a full year. The concessionaire is required to pay taxes, including payroll, sales, and possessory interest. The concessionaire is also required to provide and maintain insurance, obtain applicable permits, follow all laws, and overall be a good partner. RFP Section 2, the RFP process. The proposal process. The tentative proposal dates are covered in the accompanying introduction presentation. The letter of intent to bid and any questions that the proposers have must be submitted in writing no later than close of business on July 30th, 2021. You can submit in writing to the address listed here or to my email address, david.block@parks.ca.gov. It is preferred that you submit your documents through email. This is the most efficient way to get the documents to us. The proposal must include a completed DPR 398, which is the Concession Proposer Questionnaire, a proposal bond of $500, one original proposal and 4 copies, and a full copy of your proposal on a USB flash drive with all the proposal documents. The DPR 398 documents can be in PDF form, but we prefer for you to submit the requested plans on page 7 of the DPR 398 in Microsoft Word. If you are selected as the winning proposal, it makes it easier for us to take those plans and combine them into the final contracts for your plans. All proposals must be submitted in hard copy to the address listed here. All proposals are due no later than 2 p.m. on September 13th, 2021. Proposals do become property of the state. If there is any copyrighted, proprietary, or other confidential information within your proposal, it must be denoted on each individual page, so that way the information stays protected. Evaluation process. We verify the proposal completeness and information by conducting credit and reference checks. We seek clarification with you if needed. We evaluate proposals in accordance with the RFP, and then we convene an award board. The director appoints board members with relevant expertise. Upon completion of the award board process, we submit a notice of intent to award to all proposers, notifying them of who we selected as the best proposer. The date of the notice of intent to award starts a 10-day period where the proposers can formally protest the award. Instructions on how to protest the award are listed in the RFP. After this 10-day period is over and there are no protests, then we move forward with awarding the contract. Contract execution. We prepare a final contract for department review. We present the contract to the concessionaire for signature, and at that time we collect the performance bond, insurance, and any other required documents that have to go to control agencies. The concessionaire must sign the contract and submit all documentation within 30 days of its receipt, or the state may treat it as refusal to execute the contract, and we will collect on your proposal bond. Next, we obtain the director's signature. Then we send the final contract to our control agencies, which is the Office of the Attorney General and the Department of General Services. Upon receiving their approval, the contract is fully executed. RFP Section 3, the proposal. Instructions for the concession proposal. The DPR 398 Concession Proposer Questionnaire must be complete and unambiguous. Section 1 is proposer information. Subsection A, proposer identification, is information about who you are and how we get a hold of you. Subsection B, business information, is information about what type of business entity you are. Please make sure that whichever business type you select, that you complete each question asked and provide any additional information or certificates if needed. Subsection C, individual information, is information about the proposer or CEO or other specific people listed and required. Make sure you sign this page at the bottom. Subsection D, business references. Please provide business references as required. If you have had a concession within California State Parks within the last 5 years, you must include a California State Park reference. Section 2 is proposal information. Subsection A is the rental offer. The proposer must submit a minimum rent and a percentage of gross sales. The bid must be at least what is specified in the RFP as a minimum amount. If your bid is below the minimum amount, or if it is not listed at all, then your proposal may be disqualified. Subsection B is the operation plan, and subsection C is the interpretive plan. The elements to the operation plan and the interpretive plan can be found in section 3.1, subsection 2 of the RFP, which specifies and lists exactly what is needed. Subsection D is any supplemental information. Section 3 is financial information. Subsection A is the concession development. This is a form that requires the proposer to submit financial information on the costs associated with developing this concession. Subsection B is the business financial statement. This is a balance sheet that the proposer is required to submit for their business. Please ensure that the 2 pages balance. Subsection C is the financial references and creditworthiness. Please provide your financial references with email addresses for us to contact them and a copy of your credit statement as required within the RFP. Subsection D is the financial pro forma. This is a form that requires the proposer to submit financial information on what your anticipated gross sales and expenses are for the life of the contract. All 10 years must be completed for this RFP. If the proposer has an anticipated gross annual revenue over $250,000, they must have a CPA complete the pro forma and provide their certification with the pro forma. Please provide additional pages for explanation if needed. Section 4 is certification and authorizations. Subsection A is the authorization to release information. Make sure you fill out each of these sections and sign them, but leave the release of information to do reference checks. Subsection B is the labor law compliance certification. Subsection C is the authorization to release tax returns. Subsection D is the proposer certification, certifying that all of the information you provided in your proposal is accurate. Section 5 is a privacy notice, and it tells you what we do and what authorities we have with your proposal. Proposal evaluation criteria. Each of the criteria listed below are an element in evaluating the proposal. They total 100 points. Incumbent preference is worth up to 5 points. Small business preference is worth 5 points. Experience is worth up to 10 points. The operation plan is worth up to 20 points. The interpretive plan is worth up to 10 points. And the rental offer is worth up to 50 points. This is how we score the rent for the rental offer. It is based against the highest bid amount supported by the proposals. Proposal evaluation sheet. The proposer must have all of the RFP requirements in Level 1 for further consideration to Level 2. The proposer must have the rent proposal, ability to finance, and creditworthiness requirements in Level 2 for further consideration to Level 3. In Level 3, the proposer is scored against each of the aforementioned proposal scoring criteria. Lastly, the proposer is either passed or disqualified based on their overall concession feasibility. Please refer back to Section 3.3 of the RFP to get a more in-depth description of the proposal evaluation. Concession Proposer Questionnaire, DPR 398. Please download a copy of the Concession Proposer Questionnaire from Cal eProcure in accordance with the procedures mentioned at the beginning of this presentation. Please use the DPR 398 to complete the proposal, and please do not use your own form. Please ensure that all areas are filled out and are completed properly, and that any area that requires a signature is signed. Again, if you are submitting a proposal for any of the other watercraft concession opportunities at Folsom Lake SRA, you must submit a separate DPR 398 for each. If you have any issues with Cal eProcure, please contact me, David Block, at my email address, david.block@parks.ca.gov. Sample contract. Notes about the sample contract terms. The condition of the premises is as is. Rent is due on a monthly basis, and we use a DPR 54 form to complete the rent reporting. The DPR 54 is due on the 15th of the month for the prior month that you are reporting on. For example, if you are reporting for the month of December, your DPR 54 will be due by January 15th. Consumer price index adjustments do occur and will happen in contract year 6 and every 5th year after if the contract is month to month. The use of premises is listed in the sample contract. You must follow the contract. Bonds and insurance must be current at all times. If they lapse, we will do a breach notice. If you do not cure the breach, we can terminate your contract or assign it to someone else. For annual reporting, the DPR 86 form, Concessionaire Financial Statement, is due every year based on your calendar year of reporting. The DPR 86 is due on May 1st of every year for the previous calendar year. Annual performance evaluations are done by the districts. They use a DPR 531 form, Concessionaire Performance Rating. Next steps. Please go to Cal eProcure and download the DPR 398 and other RFP documents so that you can complete your proposal. If you would like, you can visit the park, and this may help you get a better feel for what you need to do in order to meet the requirements of your contract and this proposal. Submit questions during the RFP Q&A period no later than close of business July 30th, 2021. All completed proposals are due no later than 2 p.m. on September 13th, 2021. As stated before, any proposals that are submitted after that time and date will not be reviewed. Thank you for your time, and please visit the presentations for Willow Creek and Negro Bar if you are interested in those opportunities as well.